Good morning, everyone. It's April 4th, 2020. I'm Eric. How's everyone doing this morning? So, I'm working on a video clip type video at the moment, but I just got through watching a video by High Impact Flicks, and rightfully so. Brian is pretty fucking upset. Again, rightfully so. I mean, we do have millions of people who were doing at least okay with a job and other things, and now these jobs have been pulled from underneath of them. They are waiting to be helped by the government, and we have a society full of people who are eager to snitch on you. So, and Brian is rightfully upset. He's upset by the intrusion on our rights. And listen, civil liberties are not rights. They're two different things. And every one of our rights is being taken. How long is it going to be until, the door-to-door shit happens? But I'm not exactly sure what it is Brian would have the individual do. If you individually disobey, there are serious consequences. I know because I've spent my lifetime being disobedient. My entire life. Okay? And not necessarily in good ways, but nonetheless disobedient. Some of them were, some of them weren't. So there are major consequences to the individual who breaks these edicts. They have released pedophiles in some places to make room for those who disobey these edicts. Before that, they lived normal lives. They went to work every day. They put money into the economy, and so on and so forth. Have children. But because of these edicts, they were instantly turned into a criminal. As a result. So, while I agree with what Brian is saying, overall. I don't understand why he thinks one person. See, here's the thing, all right? We live in a nation who is, everyone is divided. We're divided along class lines. We're divided by racial lines, religious lines, political party lines. We can't even cooperate when it comes to driving in traffic with each other. Let alone get on the same page as to what our reactions should be. Now, I've seen videos that would lead me to believe that it is a real virus. Okay, I do believe there's a real virus, but I also believe these people are taking full advantage of it. And the deal is this. I think we're at war with China. I think my initial inclination was probably correct. I think it was a bioweapon, and not necessarily one made for carnage, at least not via the sickness. And don't get me wrong, there's plenty of videos showing the dead, okay? But the real carnage that this virus is meant to do is disruption. And I don't think anyone out there could argue with me. That things have not been majorly disrupted. It was, in my belief, a deliberate act by the Communist Chinese Party. Why would they release a bioweapon in their own country? Well, they're looking at a situation where in just a few months they will be waist deep in the shit of famine. They rely heavily on imports to support the consumption of food, the needs of its people. And recently, many of these countries have been pulling back their exports, which means China is not able to feed its population, and they began to do this before the discovery of this virus. They started limiting their food exports, not because of the virus, at least not then, but because they too were going to have problems with food. So, and we're talking about a party that has a 70-year history, something like that, of at least in China, of sacrificing its own people. So it should not be a real stretch of the imagination that they would release a bioweapon in their own country to make it seem as though another country did it via the military games, World Military Games, that was held there in Wuhan. So they released this pathogen during this War Games scenario. It was some kind of competition. And people from all these countries, specifically military, they contracted disease. And then carry it to wherever they're stationed. You follow me? And, of course, this all goes back to money, the trade war with the United States. Now, I believe it was in 2015, a communist Chinese general advocated the very action I'm describing, saying that, I'm paraphrasing here, saying that in so many words that, it's them or us. And that they need the resources. Now, according to many different doctors, there's two major strains of this virus. One of them is a little considerably weaker than the other. But when I first started reading into all this, and it looked more like, at that time, to me, more like there was 5 of them. But I could be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. I'm not always 100% correct, but I am right a lot. And so, this war, the reason we're being locked down the way we are isn't because of the virus. Not necessarily. It's more because we're about to go to war with China in a very direct and real way. And this virus is just the beginning of the war. Actually, the trade war was the beginning, but the virus was the beginning of the hot war, I should say. And Brian, I dig it. I do. I get it. We're being shit on. No doubt about it. But in my opinion, no individual should go and sacrifice themselves and put their necks out for a nation of people who don't appreciate it. For a nation of people who would throw you under the bus. In my opinion, your group, your circle of friends, people that you interact with on a daily basis, these are the people you should be around, and you should worry about the population as a whole, simply because they're so eager to rat you out. They're so eager to see you behind bars. And there's not a soul out there at this moment in the random population that I think you can trust. So putting your neck out for these people would be, I don't know, foolish. Again, they don't appreciate it. They don't heed the warnings that people like us try to deliver. And then they blame people like us, calling us hoarders. Now, we have some things in common, other things we don't. But we do have preparedness in common. And I don't like being called a hoarder. I don't like the threat of these assholes being able to come to my home, my house, and tell me that I have to give them my shit. But when that day comes, I will do what I have to do to keep my shit. And that is the only capacity at the moment that it makes sense to operate in, is self-preservation. I know that sounds fucked up, but that is the only capacity we should be operating in. And it's not about obeying the government. It's about staying out of one of their gulags. That's what it's about. And pretty soon, a whole lot of us are going to be in one of them. Anyway, I just thought I would talk to you all about it, because he is pretty upset. He keeps calling it pandemic, and it is. It was all planned out. Matter of fact, I have a video clip that's going to be at the beginning of my montage, if you will, of Alexa breaking it down, and it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. So, till next time, kill the state, live free.